Philippians 1, verse 6, the Bible reads, "And I am certain that God who began the good work within me will continue his work until it is finally finished on the day when Christ comes." So the Bible is saying that the Lord who began his good work within you will continue until what? Until it is finally finished on the day of Christ, when Christ returns. So what am I saying? Any journey, we need to come to understand that it is possible for God to start with you and does not end with you. It is possible for God to start with you and does not journey with you. It is possible, but it is possible for God to start with you and he does not journey you and journey with you. What I mean that he does not journey with you, there are some things that you need to involve. If you involve yourself and know that, okay, God is the one who started with me, and let me continue to setting myself in the way that he wants me to be. Many times we want God to start with you, to us, and when he removes us from the place of bondage, you begin to do your own things out of the ways and the will of God. I'll go to the story of the children of Israel. The children of Israel, God removed them from the place of bondage. He brought them out of the place of bondage. And as they were journeying in the wilderness, God was willing to continue with them. But do you know what they did? They began to adapt to other gods. When Moses went to the mountain to pray, he came back with the 10 Commandments and he found that these Israel, they have started worshiping another god. And that is why God made sure that those old people who came out of Egypt, they died in the wilderness. So God can give you a promise that I am taking you from this place of bondage, taking you to the promised land. But what you do what you do between the promised land and your place of bondage matters a lot. Because even in that, within that period, the decision that you make, it's either you break down or you break through. And remember, with the children of Israel, God was leading them. He led them as a pillar of cloud by day and as a pillar of fire by night. So when he is in your journey, when God is in your journey, just know that you are going to finish that work, because that work that is in you, it is him that deposited inside you. Amen. So even when you are praying for something, oh God, bless me with a job, make sure that that job that you are asking God for, it is not interfering. You do not bring out some decision within that job, that has given you, to interfere with what God is doing within you. Because if you allow the work to interfere what God is doing within you, you make it look like the blessing that God has given you, it becomes an idol. You begin to worship or adore the product of God instead of God himself. So the only time, I'm still going back, the only time that God will finish the good works within you and you continue is when you align yourself with what he told you in the beginning. I'll give you an example. There's some people who wants to start their own journey because they feel that God has delayed. So they'll do whatever it takes for them to have a job. They'll do whatever it takes for them to get married. Others, they'll go to the voodoo so that they're going to do some charms. Others, they'll do some charms to have a job. Others, they'll do some charms to get married or to marry. So now the problem is that now when you use that thing and when you begin to, you get it, for example, you get that job, and when it begins to give you hell, you go to God, oh God, please help me. In the first place, God was not involved. So how would you want? Because if you bring God in a place that is not involved, then it will be your effort that brought God in. And God is not, it's okay to put effort, but effort when it is done, when God was not involved in the first place, then it will be, the God will come to you. So the only time that God finishes the work, it is what he has started. As I said, God, you cannot finish what God did not. You can only finish what you started. You as an individual can only finish what you started. But you cannot finish what God started, because he knows exactly what he's doing. So I just want you to put yourself in a place of like, God, help me that every journey that I do, everything that I want to do, let it start with you. Be involved in my journey, be involved in my starting, and be involved in my finishing, especially starting. In fact, everything, God has to be with it. Because if you break the principle of starting, continuing to be a problem, and finishing, it will be a problem. So God bless you. This is just what I wanted to tell you. So please, anything that you do, allow God, pray about it, and God definitely is the merciful God. I love you all, and see you next time.